Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fluent and Fearless. This is the podcast where we help you communicate clearly, confidently, and without fear. Well, that's why we're called Fluent and Fearless. I'm your host, Katherine Arthur, and I'm a speech-language pathologist as well as a radio broadcaster, so obviously I love to talk. And here's what we're talking about today. By request from a listener, we're talking about a skill that might seem small, but it plays a huge role in healthcare communication, and that's small talk. Now, if English is your second language and you work in healthcare, whether you're a nurse, a physician, a therapist, a technician, or support staff, small talk can feel awkward or even unnecessary. And you might think to yourself, hey, I just want to focus on patient care. But here's the thing, in healthcare, small talk, in a way, is patient care, and it can build trust, teamwork, and psychological safety with your patients and with your colleagues. Today, I'm going to walk you through 5 strategies to help you feel more empowered and confident using small talk in clinical and workplace settings. And then we'll end with a mini practice exercise that you can start using immediately. Now, if you speak English as a second language, by the end of today's podcast, you will definitely feel more empowered about communicating with native speakers, especially if you're a healthcare professional. I'm Katherine Arthur, a pronounced speech and accent specialist, and come along with me as we dive into small talk in a big way on Fluent and Fearless. So before we jump into our topic, let me ask you, do you believe that your ability to speak American English needs improvement? Or are misunderstandings and trouble being misunderstood causing challenges in your professional and your social life? Well, at Pronounced Speech and Accent Specialists, we understand how these difficulties can result in embarrassment, lack of confidence, and missed opportunities. But no more worries. We have the solutions to these problems. Pronounced speech and accent specialists are the experts in personalized accent modification training. We help those who speak English as a second language to refine their speaking skills, to boost clarity, and to feel confident in every conversation. So do you want to speak American English more naturally and effectively? Do you want to feel more empowered in any communication situation? You can do it, and we can help. We can help your voice to be heard and to be understood while you become more confident. Get started for free. Just go to our website at pronouncespeech.com. That's pronouncespeech.com. Visit our website today to learn how you can become fluent and fearless. pronouncespeech.com. So we discussed small talk in our last episode of Fluent and Fearless. Let's define it again. Let's define what small talk actually is. Simply put, small talk is really just light, casual conversation between two people who don't know each other that well, if they know each other at all. On the surface, small talk might not seem all that meaningful, but small talk is actually one of the most powerful communication tools that you can use, and you use it every single day. Small talk is actually how human beings connect. So consider small talk a social bridge, and for those who speak English as a second language, learning how to cross that bridge can completely change how confident and connected you feel with native English speakers. How you handle those few minutes of casual conversation can show others how approachable, friendly, and confident you might seem. An important idea for you to remember is that small talk is not about being clever, and it's not about being funny. Small talk is not a performance, and you don't have to worry about impressing people or even speaking perfectly. Small talk, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be genuine. Does that sound like it might be difficult for you? Well, don't worry, because small talk is a skill that anyone can learn. So if you start to think of small talk as a skill, something you can practice and improve, you will start to feel more confident walking into conversations at work or even just quick everyday interactions. So why does small talk matter in healthcare? Well, in healthcare environments, small talk can help in a number of ways. Here are some. Small talk can put patients and their families at ease. Remember, patients and their families might already feel nervous. They might be uncomfortable, and they might feel uncertain. Small talk can help them feel a bit more comfortable in a sometimes intimidating situation. Put yourself in the patient's place. Being hospitalized or being in a clinic for treatment or maybe in a rehab therapy setting can be a scary situation for many people. A friendly face, a little friendly conversation can go a long way toward making that person feel more at ease. Small talk can also build rapport quickly with coworkers, patients, or anyone you might encounter in a healthcare setting. And small talk can also strengthen teamwork during a long or stressful work shift. A few friendly words can reduce the tension in those stressful medical situations. So as you can see, small talk can make communication feel more human. Small talk helps everyone relax, and it can reduce social anxiety for all the people in the conversation. Here's an important reminder. You're not the only one in conversation who feels awkward. Small talk is not just filler talk or useless chatter. It's a social skill that creates a connection, it builds trust, and shows that you're friendly and approachable. Again, being seen as friendly and approachable is always welcome in the healthcare setting because we know how high pressure this environment can get. Small talk makes both parties feel comfortable with each other before diving into a deeper conversation. So I'll say it again. Small talk builds rapport and trust because before people can trust you, they need to feel comfortable with you, and small talk creates that comfort. So let's consider some small talk opportunities in the healthcare setting. Think about moments like walking into a patient's room or standing at the nurse's station or waiting for a meeting to start. Small talk in these situations is not a distraction, it's a connection tool. So as a medical professional, how can you build your confidence when it comes to small talk, whether it's with patients and their families, with coworkers, or with colleagues? I've got 5 strategies to help you become more empowered when it comes to those little conversations that we call small talk. And here's strategy number 1. Use familiar, safe healthcare talk when using small talk. For example, healthcare talk is often practical and predictable. How's your shift going so far? Is it busy today? Or how are you feeling this morning? These phrases are used every day, and that's a good thing because you're not expected to be creative. You're expected to be clear and kind, and we could all use a lot more kindness. Strategy number 2 is to answer and then add one clinical-friendly detail. Now, a common habit of ESL speakers is giving very short answers. For example, when asked, "How are you doing today?" the reply might be good or fine or busy. Just one-word answers, but that's not enough. Remember, you want to keep the conversation flowing and appear to be friendly and approachable. So instead of a one-word answer, try this instead. Give an answer and then one extra detail. So when asked, "How are you doing today?" respond, "Good, just catching up on charting." Or "a little busy but manageable." This kind of response shows engagement without oversharing, and it feels very natural in healthcare settings. Remember, we're all in this together. And now on to strategy number 3. Lean on empathy, not perfect language. In healthcare, empathy matters a lot more than advanced vocabulary, and simple phrases can go a long way. For example, "That sounds like a long shift," or "I can imagine that was stressful," or "I hope the rest of your day is smoother." Even simple, slightly imperfect English can feel very warm and professional when empathy is clear. And a genuine smile helps too. Strategy number 4. Prepare for common workplace moments. Instead of trying to prepare for every single conversation, focus on specific situations, like before rounds or during shift changes, maybe in elevators or hallways, or before meetings or training sessions. Try this. Prepare an opening line such as, "How is your day going so far?" Then come up with a follow-up. "Have you met the new administrator yet?" And then a polite exit. Some examples of exit statements might be, "I should get back to my patients now," or "Nice talking with you, see you later." Preparing an exit will reduce your anxiety and also help you feel in control. Write some exit strategies down or keep them in your cell phone for reference when you need it. And finally, strategy number 5, redefine what good small talk really means. In healthcare, small talk success is being respectful, being present, and being human. It is not about sounding like a native speaker or being funny. So if during small talk in the workplace you connected briefly and professionally, that's success. If you exchanged a few sentences with a colleague and then you smiled, well, that's success too, and that's a win. Confidence in small talk, especially if you speak English as a second language, grows through repetition, not perfection. Now, with all of that in mind, I'm going to give you a mini practice exercise. We'll call this the 3-line small talk drill. 3 steps involved. Step number 1, choose a healthcare situation. It might be starting a work shift or entering a patient's room or maybe standing with a coworker before a meeting. Step number 2, prepare 3 different lines. You have an opening. How is your shift going so far? Or good morning, how are you feeling today? Add 1 detail or response. It's been busy, but not too bad. Or I hear we're short-staffed today. Then close it politely. I'll check back in with you later. Or let me know if you need anything. Then step 3 of our 3-line small talk drill is practice out loud. Say these 3 times out loud and don't do it silently. Now, why is that? Well, as we've discussed in previous episodes of Fluent and Fearless, your brain needs to hear your voice using English confidently. Practice, practice, and more practice. You will get better at small talk, I promise. And you'll begin to feel more confident and then more empowered as a speaker of English. So how about that? And how about a bonus challenge? I think you can do it. Here's some optional homework. For the next week, I want you to initiate 1 small talk interaction per work shift. Keep it under 30 seconds, and don't judge yourself by your grammar. Judge yourself by your participation. Remember, confidence comes from repetition, not perfection. And the more you practice small talk, the more confident and prepared you're going to feel. As I tell my clients, many times confidence is not built in those big moments, it's built in the small ones. And as we've learned today, small talk can have a big impact. So remember, small talk in healthcare is not small. It's part of patient-centered care and strong teamwork. That makes it big. And if English is your second language, remember this: your accent does not reduce your professionalism. Your presence, just being there, that's what matters. And you are already communicating more effectively than you think. So, to sum it all up, small talk is not about filling silence. In the healthcare setting, small talk brings a human touch to what can often be a stressful and uncertain environment. Your small talk conversations do not need to be perfect, and they don't need to be impressive either. Your small talk, it just needs to be real. And with that, thank you so much for joining me today. We discussed some simple ways that as a healthcare professional, you can sharpen your small talk skills, especially if you speak English as a second language. Remember, small talk is a skill, and it's a skill that anyone can learn, and that includes you. I hope that what you've learned today helps you perfect the art of small talk, and do your friends and your coworkers a favor and share this episode of Fluent and Fearless with them because, everyone does small talk. And if you've got questions or maybe a topic that you'd like me to cover on a future episode, go to my website at pronouncespeech.com. Send your questions my way. I really love hearing from you. It's great. And here's something else that I want you to know. If you speak English as a second language and you're concerned about your pronunciation of American English, I'm here to help you. I want you to be fluent and fearless just like I know you can do, and you know you can do it too. Remember, working on your speech and pronunciation, well, that doesn't mean that your accent's a problem. It means that you value clear and confident communication. It also means that you're investing in yourself. And remember, you are your biggest investment. Accent modification, also known as pronunciation training, is about empowerment, and your voice matters, your ideas matter too. So when you're able to share those ideas without hesitation, without worry, and without embarrassment, you can focus on what really counts. And what really counts is connecting with other people, building relationships, and showing the world who you are as a unique individual. So whether you're looking to succeed in your career or you just want to feel more confident in everyday conversation, and maybe both, accent modification can give you the advantage that you're looking for. So are you ready to explore accent modification? visit my website at pronouncespeech.com. Once again, pronouncespeech.com. And there you will find all the information you're looking for. You can learn all about pronounce, speech, and accent specialists. And you can also find out how to book a free consultation with me, Katherine Arthur, at no cost and no obligation. Our consultations are a low-key and conversational way to learn how you can benefit from accent modification. And you know what? We even make accent modification fun. How about that? Once again, our website is pronouncespeech.com. That's pronouncespeech.com. Alrighty, now get out there and turn your spark into a flame. I want you to take that little spark of self-improvement that's inside of you and set the world on fire. And while you're at it, come find us at Pronounce Speech and Accent Specialists on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. This is Katherine Arthur, your fluent and fearless leader. That's Katherine with a K, and you can connect with me on LinkedIn. I'd really like that. In the meantime, thanks for listening, and I will catch you next time on Fluent and Fearless.